Ringside Report. Hey, this is Cain Velasquez, and you're listening to Ringside Report Radio.
This is Chuck Liddell, and you're listening to the Ringside Report.
Hi, he's Wanderlei the ex-Murder Silva, and you're listening Ringside Report Radio.
This is Tito Ortiz, the People's Champ, and you're listening to Ringside Report Radio.
This is Uriah Faber, the California Kid, and you're listening to the Ringside Report.
This is Randy, the Natural Couture, and you're listening to the Ringside Report.
Hi, this is Vitor Belfort, and you're listening to Ringside Report Radio.
This is Chael Sonnen, and you are listening to Ringside Report Radio.
This is Jacques St-Pierre, and welcome to Ringside Report Radio.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.
Marco Muscles is here, our bodyguard, phone answerer, and so on. Marco is here. But that's not all we have in studio, right, Fred? It's a packed house. We got a lot of people here.
Good crowd.
It's a big crowd.
It's like what's so special?
AJ, get on mic if you're going to talk.
It's like a box of Fruit Loops.
I don't understand why.
Well, we're in the gay village.
Lucky
Charms.
All right, take it
We've
easy.
got
Take it easy. We're on at 7 o'clock here. I hear you guys in the
And
back.
I think we should start with giving AJ a lesson of radio that you need to speak in the mic. Because people are not going to understand you, AJ. I'm just telling you.
Once again, get on microphone, AJ. Get on mic, please.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3.
Let's talk a little bit about who we have in studio before we talk about mixed martial arts. Of course, there's a card in Russia that my man Wally is super excited about. And Wally and Amy are back from Ireland. Wally.
Top of the morning, Montreal. It's like my gimmick now, isn't it?
It really is. You say top of the morning, it sounds super Irish.
I love it.
And then we believe you're actually from Ireland.
Yeah.
That's
And the truth is, I'm now part Montrealian. Is that even a word? It is now.
Montrealians.
But if Wally keeps staying here, he's going to eat all the poutine in Montreal. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You liking the poutine?
Oh, it's amazing. I've been here 2 days and I've had 2. So that's not too bad. It's 100% strike rate.
But where did you have the poutine?
I had one from Alto, which was the best of all the poutines I've had. And I also had another one from...
It doesn't matter where else you had it.
What was that?
You had it
Rubens, yeah.
But Alto.
Alto was amazing. Yeah, Alto was amazing.
And the best pizza, too.
All right, AJ, I'm going to get there, all right?
Sorry, Dave. I just making sure.
I'm trying to get through everybody that's in studio before we talk about the pizza, AJ. Could you settle down for a minute? We got martial arts to talk about. Don't jump ahead of me, AJ. I'm in charge.
That's right. You're the boss.
That's right. You say that, but you don't. So I'm here. Fred's here. AJ's here, like normal. Marco's here, like normal. Wally and Amy are in here from Ireland. Wally, you
Like
were
normal.
You were like normal.
Yeah. I'm always here in spirit.
You're on Dave and Johnny Live with me and Johnny today. You're going to be on Wrestling Uncensored tomorrow. And you and me and my girlfriend and your girlfriend Amy, we all went to Walmart today.
Yeah, there's no Walmarts in Ireland, so it was really exciting. I was in the fruit section in Walmart, and I was thinking, I've made it. This is the life.
The real Walmart has not conquered Ireland yet.
No. We've Tesco's.
That's surprising. And there's no poutine shops yet.
No
in
poutine
Ireland.
shops, but we might set one up.
That's right. So
yeah.
Ireland, no Walmart, so I took you to Walmart. We
Yeah.
had a good time.
Yeah.
We bought a bunch of stuff. Amy, it was great to have you.
Yeah.
Great to have you back. You
We
and
loved
Wally.
it. Yeah, we're happy to be back, guys. Thanks for having us.
It was amazing. Amazing to go to Walmart for the first time. Introducing people for the first time to Walmart. You know,
Yeah.
these are grown-up people.
That's the first time I've ever been called a grown-up. Wow.
Congratulations, Wally. You made it.
It's weird.
And we also have Roy and his mom, Antoinette.
Woo!
In the studio. All the way from Toronto. Roy is wearing his Leafs jersey. Antoinette has a Raptors jersey.
Raptors and Maple Leafs in the house.
I already feel like the biggest heel in
Marinero
Montreal.
Studios, man.
I love it. I feel like the biggest heel in Montreal.
Do you? Yeah.
I already got massive heat. People were giving me looks all over the streets.
It's all right. I
think Dave Simon did a promo on people a few weeks ago on people who wear Maple Leafs jerseys, didn't you?
Don't worry about Maple Leafs jerseys. I got no problem with that. And you're well protected because AJ's here, Fred's here, I'm here, Muscles Marco is here. But don't worry, Roy. Nobody in Montreal is going to mess with you, and you're with a team that's still
In the playoffs, right? I don't understand it. Who wouldn't want Boston gone from the playoffs? Everyone in Montreal wants that. I want that. We all want that.
Is that who Toronto's playing?
Yes. Yes.
What's the score in the series?
2-2.
And if they win, do they win the Stanley Cup?
Yes. No, they go to the second round.
Second round?
That's only the first round.
Could they get it over with already? This hockey stuff takes too long.
The snow is gone.
It shows you don't know nothing about hockey there, Dave.
Yeah, I know nothing about hockey.
Zippo.
This is an MMA show.
That's right.
So Roy is here. Antoinette is here. Antoinette brought us some very nice gifts. Wally brought us a proper 12.
Woo! Yeah.
Which is super cool. The Conor McGregor whiskey. We have some proper 12, so we'll be sampling that later. Rob Plus, you came in from where? Quebec City?
From Quebec City.
Quebec City.
Empty-handed, unfortunately.
Where are you, Rob? Where are you? You on a microphone? There you are.
Is this one working?
There you go.
Yeah, I came in from Quebec City empty-handed. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's all right. You're from Quebec City. It's normal. Don't worry about it.
You came in for the party, right?
Yes, I brought in my sunny disposition.
There you go. And also, I have an extra bodyguard here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have Luca, who's Marco Muscle's son. Luca Muscle.
Kind of looks like you.
He
does look like you.
He looks like Marco.
Not really, like you, man.
A little more sinister.
He's standing behind me during the show, and he's got the Nerf gun. So if AJ gets out of line,
shoot him.
Fred gets out of line, even if your father, Marco, gets out of line, here, I am your father. I am. All right, in here, you can shoot Marco. It's okay.
Luca, he's like Darth Vader. Just call him that.
He cannot reprimand you.
When I got in, he was scuffling with his father, and I was looking from far away, and I'm going, AJ's not the one fighting. I couldn't understand. I was seeing two people going at it, and I couldn't understand why AJ wasn't fighting. AJ was on his phone.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, man. You know that by now.
I think we both.
Well, you know, he likes to wrestle with me, and...
All right, take him out, Luca.
Shoot him!
He's got the nerve.
Oh, he hit me.
Nice. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Luca,
right in the gizzard.
Don't worry, I have another round.
It's okay, I'm from Ireland. Used to being shot at.
Nailing Wally. He tried to shoot Marco with his Nerf gun, but he not accurate.
That's okay, Wally.
It's okay. You'll get another shot at your.
Wally, this is not the States. You can't sue over here, so it doesn't matter.
And before we get into some MMA, AJ, you and I watched the UFC pay-per-view together last weekend, did we not?
We did, man.
Who watched it with us?
Crickets.
Were we alone? Were we alone, AJ?
We were not alone. That's true.
We were not alone.
What are you, Dr. Phil again? You're going into that like...
Well, what do you mean, again?
Who was there, AJ?
Who was there?
Whoa, you too now?
Yeah, I want to know too.
Well, I need to know what the story is.
Yeah, what's the story?
Stay out of it.
AJ, we all want to know the story.
What is this?
Of course, I know the story.
Oh, that's why everybody came.
I was there. I was at my home, but you know, we finally know many mysteries about Ringside Report Radio. Right? There are many mysteries that have now been revealed to me because of who your guest was at the fights on Saturday night. And I did promise you I wouldn't reveal who your guest was, but I lied.
Are you talking about Harvey Keitel?
No.
Okay.
Handsome fella.
He is. He's listening tonight, by the way.
Now, AJ, I was trying to get your attention before the show to ask you what could I say and what could I not say, but you... As usual, we're not paying attention to what
deflected.
was... Exactly. Deflecting, not paying attention to the business at hand. So, I'm going to say whatever I want. AJ,
what?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling a little
you
sweaty.
Sweaty? Nervous?
Sweaty?
Nervous?
Why? Big plans coming up?
AJ, what can I say?
What can you say?
Who was with you on Saturday night? Can I reveal that? I won't reveal a name, but can I say who the person was? I think everybody knows already.
Is this the big season finale reveal?
This is the big reveal.
What is this, like Big Brother?
So AJ...
Feels more like Temptation Island.
AJ,
seriously.
AJ, can I go there?
I don't even know where you're going, but I'm starting to sweat.
Has
what?
A girlfriend.
Oh.
Okay. Not only does he have a girlfriend, but he has had a girlfriend for the entire time that he's been on Ringside Report Radio and has continuously denied any kind of existence of said girlfriend to Fred and I, who are supposed to be some of his closest friends.
He's a player.
So finally... it was revealed to me. I won't say her name. I won't reveal your plans with her in the near future, which I know about, that I'm not going to talk about. Okay, I'm not going to reveal anything more, AJ. Just that you brought a lady to my home, and she was the mysterious lady that you went to the Kevin Hart show with.
I know this big reveal.
This was the mystery that we're all waiting. We're all trying to figure out.
Where I lost my tooth?
Wally,
did you tell him that part?
Yes, you lost a
I
tooth.
lost a tooth
Wally,
at Kevin Hart.
We've been talking about it online.
No, I did. I swear to God, I
At
lost
Dave
it.
Simon MMA, everybody's been wondering who was the mystery lady with AJ at Kevin Hart. He went to see Kevin Hart, but he took a lady. Who was it? Well, it was AJ's girlfriend that he's been with the whole time we've known him.
Are you talking about Mackenzie Dern?
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry.
Luke Rockhold?
Luke Rockhold? I love Luke.
Yeah.
He's fighting soon.
So
July
AJ,
6th.
AJ, did I reveal too much there? Is that
You
all right?
did, man. You're
I
like,
did?
like a dirty sock.
Oh, what's your secret? What's your secret, AJ?
Oh, yeah. There are more secrets.
You're exposing a lot.
There are more secrets that I won't reveal. Oh, please. I could say way. I could say way more. I could say her name.
Do it.
I'm not going to do that.
There's one thing I want to know, Dave. Important question. What's her MMA knowledge like?
Not bad. Not like AJ and me, you know.
Isn't this supposed to be about an MMA show here?
Oh, didn't you hear the
No, we're learning some life skills, AJ.
Yes.
Forget
Okay.
it, man.
You
AJ
are MMA, AJ.
AJ. Yeah. No, this is the AJ
Miss Martial
show.
Arts.
Yeah. So, AJ, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna throw you a
bone,
a safety line.
You're so kind, Dave.
Weren't those fights awesome on Saturday?
They were awesome, David Simon.
Right?
They were awesome.
You got to go a little bit more. I'm going to talk about your girlfriend again.
Holloway was awesome. Yeah. What else?
Yeah. Dustin Poirier looked really good. That fight was awesome. Those two main events were really good. And I will say that I was not so much in favor of these interim titles. I was like, really? An interim middleweight championship? Do we really need that? An interim lightweight title? Is that really necessary? But if Gastelum Adesanya was just another fight and wasn't for an interim title, it would have been 3 rounds. And instead, we got 5 rounds, and it was awesome. And Adesanya wound up winning a decision. I think he won that fight. You know, no real controversy as far as the winners of the fights. Adesanya beating Gastelum to become the interim champion at middleweight. Poirier beating Holloway to become the interim champion at lightweight. But, you know, that Poirier-Holloway fight, because it's the main event of the UFC pay-per-view, it was going to be 5 rounds regardless, whether it's for a title or not. But the Gastelum-Adesanya fight as a co-main event could have gone down as a 3-round fight, but instead we got to see it play out over the full 25 minutes. And, you know, if that's the reason why we have interim titles, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, well, in this case, it was great because we're talking about 2 guys that are in their prime right now. They're both at the top of the game, top of the middleweight division. So, yeah, you want that fight to be 5 rounds, and it lived up to it. It was a great fight as far as I'm concerned. Poirier-Holloway, also a great fight. So both main events on last Saturday were great.
I mean, the biggest winners out of all this, other than like those 2 guys, was like ESPN and the UFC with their new pay-per-view exclusive deal. These guys won. You couldn't get a better fight. I think it was like the 2 best fights that I've seen like since 2018. I can't even think of anybody that came that close with the co and the main event. It was awesome and it was exciting. I mean, you got to kick it off to Israel. I mean, I think he's had maybe 14 months of actual UFC experience, and he's already at the top. And Poirier has been like, I don't know how long. He's had like 22 fights or something like that. And you know what? Well deserved. I mean, we all went with Holloway on that fight. We should have known a little bit better. I mean, he did lose to like Poirier beat him like, what was it, like 7 years ago? And, you know, but it's at a different weight. I mean,
different weight, different guys. You know, Holloway was like 20 years old back then. He's 27 now. It was a different fight. I mean, Poirier finished Holloway, I think, in the first or second round last time when they fought. This one went all 5 rounds. But it seemed to me that Poirier was too big for Max Holloway. That maybe Max Holloway is not fit to fight at 155 pounds. That he should probably stick to 145, right?
Yeah, I agree. Poirier was bigger, but with that said, I'll just admit I was wrong on Poirier. It took me time. I doubted him for a long time. He would lose the big fights as far as I was concerned, but right now, in the past couple of years, Poirier definitely a top lightweight in the UFC, and he's earned this interim title. So I'm just going to say I was wrong on him, and right now I'm going to stop doubting him. Poirier is a legit contender. For the real crown.
Look, even Dana White liked him so much that he got over $100,000 in bonus. I mean, this guy walked away with $250,000. You're talking $50,000 for the win and another $50,000 for the performance. This guy earned his bones, like you said earlier. This is $250,000 for Poirier. He has like at least something to show for all those years of fighting in the backwoods of like, you know, Louisiana and Alabama. He was fighting from nowhere.
Stop saying backwoods. It's not backwoods.
And
You don't know what backwoods are.
The guy just looks like he's oozing confidence now as well.
Was
like,
it in a shed?
The Deliverance movie.
Did they fight in a shed?
Actually, yes, it was pretty close to that.
No.
It was.
They did the Summer Rocky 4 montage.
You remember?
So Poirier has been through a lot, though. Like, the guy has been fighting forever, and it seemed to me at a certain point he was not going to be a champion. You know, and now he's made himself to that level as champion. You have guys like Robbie Lawler. You know, he's that type of fighter. He's a guy who's not gone undefeated, not been a rising phenom. He's been a guy that's grinded it out over several years, taken some losses, come back, and become now finally a UFC champion, albeit an interim champion. He is a champion. He's got one of those belts in the UFC, and he's going to be recognized as such. And after seeing just the whole career and the progression of Poirier, seeing him fight since, I mean, this guy's been in the UFC since 2011.
It's a long time.
A long time.
Yeah, and he's picked up a bunch of wins.
Don't forget, he fought for Ringside MMA a long time ago.
Yeah, but he's picked up, a bunch of losses as well. You know, he lost to Korean Zombie. He lost to Cub Swanson. He lost to Conor McGregor. He lost to Michael Johnson. Like, he's had some losses.
But look who he's beat.
But he's come back stronger.
He's beaten Gaethje.
He's beat Gaethje. He's beat Pettis. He's beat Eddie Alvarez.
His last four wins. Look, his last 4 wins, Holloway, Alvarez, Gaethje, Pettis. You could compare that to any 4-winning streak. Like, this is as good as it gets at the lightweight division.
Yeah, and this division is very, very hard to stay afloat in. It's very hard to be the top guy in the division and not take some losses, because
it's a Shark Tank. 155 has always been a Shark Tank, and it's even more so even now. Like, that's the division where even the number 10 could beat the number 1, the number 9 could beat the number 2. On any given night, any of them can beat anyone.
It's so competitive.
Yeah,
so to pull wins together to get a win streak is so hard, because, like you said, on any given night, just because you're ranked number 2 doesn't mean number 9 won't beat you.
I think that's what's helping him as well, because the old saying goes, iron sharpens iron, and because he's in there against these guys, even when he's losing against them, he's learning from them and he's becoming a better fighter from them. And the number one thing I see the difference between him now and say when he fought Conor McGregor is his confidence. He goes in there, when he went in front of Max Holloway, he knew in his head what he was going to do, and even when it started getting tough in the third round, even admitted himself he felt like he was going to maybe get stopped at one stage. He had that confidence to keep pushing on, whereas back in the day I think he would have maybe wilted. So he's become like a nearly unstoppable force at this stage on the feet. Like, he's a beast.
Yeah, and he did walk through a lot of those punches that Holloway was throwing. I think a lot of that confidence comes with the size and the knowledge that, well, this guy's going to throw stuff, but it's not going to hurt me. Poirier was so much bigger, and everything he threw was with, that bad intention. He was hurting Max Holloway with those shots. Amazing performance.
Amazing, big time.
What do we think about him and Khabib? Because that seems like the next fight.
Well,
Fred, what do you think?
I think it's a great fight. I would want to see it, but I still think Conor McGregor and Khabib is probably the next fight. That's the money fight for the UFC.
Which is it's really unfortunate, because the first fight wasn't that close. I don't know if I want to see it again.
I don't want to see it again. I'm with you, Roy.
Come on, Roy. I feel like
not straight away.
I feel like if the first fight was
hang on. We can't talk over each other, AJ. You got to settle down, all right?
But wait, hear me out.
AJ, hang on. I want to take a poll of the room, okay? We got a lot of people in this room. Okay. Who wants to... 10 people? Is that... Wow, this is a big radio show.
I can do
massive. All right?
Yeah. The big time, Dave.
You're hired.
Luca Muscles, also Luca Brains.
Looking good.
Luca.
So, what do we think, okay, in this room? Who thinks that Khabib should fight Poirier next? And who thinks that Khabib should fight McGregor next? So, hold on. Let's go for Poirier. Let's see a show of hands for Dustin Poirier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11? Wait, how many people are we?
Some people just enter the room.
You can only vote once.
Pretty much everybody but Antoinette wants to see Dustin Poirier next. Except, AJ, you had your hand up for Poirier, but it seems like you're making the argument for McGregor.
Exactly.
So
did you see that?
Can your hand and brain communicate together?
My left hand went to Poirier, my right went to Conor. That's how it works.
He wants a tag team match.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you something. First of all, what I wanted to say is that Conor's a bit upset. Connor's a bit upset because the pound-for-pound listing, Poirier surpassed Conor. So what it comes down to, legitimately, Khabib has to fight Poirier. That's what the fight should be. But I agree with what Wally and Fred were saying is the money fight is with Conor. And I disagree because, honestly, like I said like many times before in the show, like Conor fought Khabib on 2 years of absence.
We all
That's
know
huge.
that.
We all know that,
What
right?
makes you
But-
think he's going to be more prepared?
He's going to be way more prepared.
Hope.
He's going to be
Hope.
way more prepared because
Hope.
he's already
Hope.
fought him. And it's Conor McGregor. Let's not forget.
Kool-Aid. You're drinking the Conor McGregor Kool-Aid?
Conor is going to play his game, which he
AJ,
didn't play the first time
you
with
drank a
Khabib.
little too much Proper 12 this morning.
No,
I don't
we
know.
didn't.
Proper 12
listen.
with Kool-Aid.
Listen, by the way, we got to do the Proper 12 tasting tonight.
Yes.
Because Conor is listening. Conor, I'm on your side.
Okay.
Dave Simon, you know who he is. DaveSimon.com Productions. Follow him.
That's not a
He's
thing.
not against
That's
it.
not a thing. DaveSimon.com Productions is
Whatever
not a
it
thing.
is. What is it?
Thanks.
Doesn't matter.
decades ago.
Conor, it doesn't matter. I'm on your side.
It's ringsidereport.net, and AJ, you should know that.
I
but
don't know
that's
that.
okay.
Come on. You know that.
Yeah, we're taking that
I
out
get
of
fired
your
every show. Don't worry about it.
but here's the follow-up to that. When did Conor McGregor last win a fight?
What?
When was the last time Conor McGregor won a
A
fight?
long time ago.
Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez in
Yeah.
2015.
And he knocked him down 5 times. Not Israel that got the record for 4. He got him 5 times knocked down.
talking about?
That's right, because they were trying to give Israel the credit for the most knockdowns in UFC history, and they said 5, which actually was 4. The only guy that's knocked down someone 5 times is Conor McGregor. And
Wow.
back to what I say is
Hey,
Conor
AJ,
McGregor
AJ.
is the man.
AJ,
Tell me, buddy.
when did you become the Conor McGregor super fan of this show? What happened?
I'm not a super fan. I'm just saying it as it is.
It's
Because,
no.
well, you can agree with me. The 5 top pay-per-view fights ever,
Yeah,
4 out of those 5 is Conor McGregor.
we all agree. But
Being
we
honest with
wanna,
you, I don't even think. Sorry, Freddie, you speak away. Sorry.
I was going to say, we hear you, but we want to be convinced of why it's going to be different. And
I would like Conor to fight before he fights Khabib. I want to see him
I
fight
agree
someone
with
Yeah,
else.
better matchup. Give him
You
some.
know that
100%.
it should be.
Give Conor Dustin Poirier.
It should be Poirier, but it will
Yeah.
be. It'll be Conor
Or
for
Gaethje.
sure. Because
Conor
of this.
Gaethje.
I don't know if you can hear my fingers rubbing in the mic.
Yeah, money.
But it's-
for
it's
sure.
always about the money,
Conor
especially
and
these
Khabib will make more money than Poirier and Khabib, but who cares? Like, that's not what I'm watching for. I'm not watching to see guys sell pay-per-views. I don't care about how many pay-per-views you sell. I want to see a fight between 2 guys where I'm not sure who's going to win.
Well, you know what?
And Conor and Khabib, I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win that fight. I just saw it.
And the best choice for
Khabib
Conor would
barely
probably be Nate Diaz, I would say
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
because he hasn't
Yeah.
fought since
Yeah.
he lost to Conor.
Nate
you know?
Diaz, Dustin Poirier, Donald Cerrone,
Gaethje.
right? Justin Gaethje.
How
Hang
How
on.
about-
Anybody that'll stand up and strike with him.
How about Holloway?
That's Max Holloway.
There
Sure.
you go. That's the
Connor's
fight.
beat him already. Sure. Any one of those fights where he's not fighting Khabib. Anybody but Khabib. Because I don't see a point in Conor fighting Khabib again when he got tooled last time and he's not doing anything to improve his skills or show he's a different fighter another time.
Wasn't
I
there a
need to
rumor?
see him fight again.
I feel like if the first fight was closer and you had an argument for giving them the
Yeah.
second fight, it would make sense.
The first fight was not close.
Yes, but I'm going to tell you something, Roy. You're right.
All
But
right.
what it comes down to is that Khabib is one of the best takedown artists in the game. Best
Absolutely.
wrestler. He's
Absolutely.
amazing.
And Conor
There's-
doesn't have takedown
but
defense.
He does,
Wrestles
but he
bears.
did. But he did is that he was taken down. But he wasn't submitted. He was taken down probably like 4 times. I
He
think,
wasn't?
in total.
Almost killed him.
It was 4 times.
He
only at
literally
the end.
almost killed
Only
him.
at the end when he got the rear naked choke, and that was
Right.
the end of it.
It only
And there
took
were
that
4
many
takedowns.
takedowns.
There was 4. There was 4 takedowns, I think.
So you're saying he wasn't submitted until he was?
Yeah, which
Good
which
one,
gives,
AJ.
Like, once
but
he was
listen to this,
submitted,
which
he
means is
stopped
that-
being taken down.
That Conor was able to defend the prior ones, which means a lot.
wow.
And what it comes down to is this: is that when he fights again, and I have a lot of respect for Khabib. The guy is the best in the world right now.
You mean Conor was defending when Khabib was on top of him, laying
was,
down punches,
yes.
saying, "Let's talk,
Yes.
let's talk now, boom, 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 let's talk now, boom, boom, boom."
Absolutely.
Which is business.
But like anything else, man, you fought. You know what's going to happen. He felt the fight.
Plot twist. You're
There
eating
is-
my fist.
No, it's going to come down to this: is that Conor's going to be much more prepared for this second
How
fight.
do you figure? How?
Because
Just
he's
because
Conor
you
McGregor.
want him to?
Because he's a strategist. He's an amazing fighter, And yes, everybody can say what he wants.
Because
but in the
AJ's a
end,
big fan and you want it to happen.
No, because Conor didn't play his game. Conor didn't keep him at the distance that he usually keeps most fights.
You see, this is going to be the first soundbite for AJ is dead wrong. It's a new segment I want to start. AJ is dead wrong.
Listen, AJ, you want to make money?
Hang on.
Listen to AJ.
Yeah.
AJ.
So I got a couple sawbucks against what you're saying right now. I got a couple sawbucks against what you're saying.
Everybody is picking against AJ. Of course, AJ, your phone is on.
It's my sister. What the heck is she calling me for? She's agreeing with me.
She thinks you're wrong.
Your phone should be on silent, first of all. Second of all,
I have to keep it open for Alto.
Fred did come up with a great segment that we are going to start doing on the show.
Which one is what?
It's called
AJ's Right?
AJ's Always Wrong.
AJ's always right.
Always wrong.
Dead wrong. Dead wrong.
AJ's dead wrong. And we're just going to play clips of you being wrong, which will be real easy, like when you pick Gustafsson to beat John Jones. Like when you pick
Anthony Smith.
When you pick Anthony Smith to beat John Jones.
Yeah, but he went the distance.
When
Hello.
Well, but you're just a hater then.
Hey, AJ.
Yeah, he's a hater. Don't you find that?
Oh, you're just a hater. Oh, sorry, AJ.
AJ, who's going to win the fight? John Jones or Thiago Santos?
Jones.
Thank you, Antoinette.
Well, yeah, of course, Jones.
Well,
AJ?
he's not making that
AJ,
mistake
who's
again.
your pick?
I'm going to go with Jones on this one.
Are you?
But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going with Jones on this.
A couple weeks ago...
He's going to wait for the drug test.
A couple weeks ago...
Yes,
yeah,
thank
that's
you.
it. A couple weeks ago, AJ was going with Thiago Santos, but now that we've revealed our plans for the AJ's Always Wrong segment, I think he's a little bit worried. He's like, okay, let me try and be right here.
It's because they're not really testing for any of that, what is it, EPO or UFO or whatever it is.
No, they're testing
It doesn't
for
make a difference.
No, they're testing for EPO, and that's why
Yeah.
TJ Dillashaw suspended for 2 years.
Yep.
2 years.
Yeah, so how come it didn't happen to Jones then? That's not cool.
Because he didn't test positive for you.
I'm going to do the sound again.
Because
Exactly.
he's... No,
Thank you, Rob.
No,
Thank
Rob,
you.
that's
Rob
incorrect.
is right. He's right, Rob. Rob is right.
Nope.
All right.
Cha-cha-ching.
AJ?
Benjamins.
AJ, over here. Over here.
Sir Wilford Laurier.
Rob, you just gave him his validation.
AJ
I'm
didn't...
so sorry. I wanted a friend.
John Jones did not test positive for EPO.
No, but it was, it was
No.
TRT, right?
No.
No,
it was not TRT. You don't even know, AJ.
Oh, that's Vitor. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Do you
You're
forget
right.
what pico?
Look,
Remember the picograms?
Yeah, there's so much pico in the gram that he's caught for a lot of stuff.
Pico in the gram. You don't even understand what a picogram
Listen, I'm going to tell
is.
you. To me, I believe in one thing.
It's a unit of measurement, AJ.
But regardless, that means he was cheating. And
No,
the bottom
he
line
wasn't.
is if it's in the blood test, you are wrong. So
Wrong again, AJ.
And I know Antoinette doesn't like that, but the truth of the matter is that he's not being fair. So why should the other ones be like suspended, and that Jones gets away with it?
Get him.
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
AJ, you just took a Nerf bullet because
listen, July
you're talking
6th, you
nonsense.
know who's coming. You know who's coming July 6th.
Ben Askren.
No.
Yeah, nice
It's
shot.
not It's not Ben Askren. My buddy is going to be fighting John Jones.
Who? Thiago Santos.
No, buddy.
That's
the
who's-
best. The number one Mr. Commercial.
Thiago Santos.
You should know this by now. Who do I
Thiago
always say was
Santos. Yeah, Luke Rockhold, but he's not fighting John Jones. Thiago Santos is.
Yes, and after Jones beats Santos, he's fighting Luke Rockhold. And that's going to be the end of Jones.
That's going to be the end of Rockhold, my
No
friend.
way, my friend. I'm going to tell you. Remember what I said? I said it the first time that Rockhold would be champion.
You know what?
Which I was right.
No.
AJ was right again.
AJ's never right.
And AJ is going to be right on the Jones one.
Okay, AJ.
I feel like it's more likely that John Jones moves up to heavyweight. Is that not?
That's very possible.
All right.
He will. Yeah.
I
It's
do
very
believe
possible.
that I think John Jones will move up to heavyweight, but I think he stays at light heavyweight for a while before he's going to clean out that division. He's going to beat up a bunch of Thiago Santos and whoever else. AJ, I'm surprised you're talking about Luke Rockhold beating
Why?
John Jones. Because I thought you'd talk about Johnny Walker. I thought he was
But Johnny Walker's injured right now.
Your new crush of the moment.
He is. I can't wait till we do a tasting with Johnny Walker.
You are
But
such a fanboy, AJ. It's
what are you talking about? It's Johnny
ridiculous.
Walker, man. He's
Okay.
he's awesome.
Okay.
But he's hurt.
We'll find out who else AJ thinks is awesome. We're going to preview UFC St. Petersburg going down tomorrow. I also want to know who you're picking between Adesanya and Whitaker, because that seems like the next unification bout in the middleweight division. We'll also talk about some pizza and drink some whiskey. Conor McGregor's Proper 12. We have a bottle here, imported from Ireland.
Yep.
Whoa. It is the Ringside Report Radio Passover Easter party. I think that's what we're calling it. I mean, it's WallyMania 2.
And AJ's always wrong.
What?
AJ.
Wally? I thought we were homies.
I agree.
like WallyMania too.
This is Mike Quickswick, and you are listening to Ringside Report.
Hi, I'm Alex Garcia, and you're listening to Ringside Report Radio.
This is Robbie Lawler, and you're listening to Ringside Report Radio.
This is Roy McDonald, and you're listening to Ringside Report Radio.
This is Chad Mendes. You're listening to Ringside Report Radio.
Hello, this is the notorious Conor McGregor, and you are listening to Ringside Report Radio.
Welcome back. It's Ringside Report Radio. It's WallyMania 2. It is the Easter-Passover Spectacular. Happy Easter, everybody. It's Good Friday. Hope you're having a good Friday.
It's a pretty good Friday, man.
It's good.
It's a great Friday.
Great
Friday.
Feels good. Nice
I always wondered what happened during the breaks in here, but it's actually heel hooks. It's, the guys show each other how to do heel hooks.
Achilles. Well, actually, this is very tame. You should see some of the stuff we do.
Yeah, Fred and AJ were working on some sort of jiu-jitsu hold during the break. We're trying to get the Conor McGregor Proper 12 whiskey going. I think we went to get some chasers or something. I don't know what's going on. There's stuff going on. Wally, what's going on?
Yeah, they're going to get some mixers to go with the Proper 12.
Yeah.
Some of us will have it straight. Others will have a bit of...
I mean, we got pizza in the belly, so...
Alto's pizza.
Yes.
Well, you have the only
best pizza.
Let's give a shout-out to the pizza here. Alto Pizza, which is at 3469
What was the name of the friendly guy that came?
Matthew
Avenue.
Mattis.
Matt Mattis.
Matt Mattis. Thank you, Matthew, for the pizza. It is delicious. AltoRestaurant.ca, ALTO restaurant.ca for more info on them. You can order online. 3469 Park in Montreal. And the phone number, 514-844-9898. The pizza is super
This
good.
vegetarian
We
pizza is
ordered it in
awesome.
the other night and it was amazing as well. Really good. He likes our idea for the Jose Alto pizza. So that might be coming out.
Oh,
Or the
that's
GS pizza.
You don't need to share those. Those were all yours, Wally.
And what would be on the Jose Alto pizza?
Yeah, what do you put on the Jose Alto?
It has to be
You have to-
spicy.
It has to be taken out in 8 seconds. Is that
Maybe-
Oh, that's a good one. How about my Canelo pizza? I was
Wow.
saying,
Wally, that's mean.
Wally, what about my Canelo pizza? No
That was-
tainted
yeah,
meat.
it was okay.
Hey,
You
Gotta
trip.
be kidding me.
no, I'm serious.
No, I'm talking about the mix for the proper.
No, we don't fool around.
So
no, proper
on
12
the-
straight.
Let's try to figure this out. On the Alto Pizza, what'd you put? Acai on that?
I don't know. I'm going with something spicy,
Yeah.
some hot peppers, some
What do you put on the
jalapenos.
the
Something that has a good kick to it.
The
Because
GS,
he's
the
got a kick.
GS
The
pizza.
peri peri sauce. That's the best.
Okay.
Something with a kick.
How about the GS pizza? We putting curd cheese on that?
No,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Let's
if
throw
you're
that in
not
the belly.
pleased, you can ring back in and say, I'm not impressed with your pizza, and you get it free.
Wow, nice.
I like free.
So Alto Pizza, thank you very much for catering. It is delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you for catering the Ringside Report Easter-Passover WallyMania 2 Fiesta. That's what we're calling this. All right. So we were talking a little bit before the break and during the break about, Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier and Khabib Nurmagomedov. If indeed it is Khabib versus Poirier next, anybody giving Poirier a chance to win?
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
does have a chance. Look,
Does-
Khabib
does-
is the favorite.
Does he have the
I agree.
takedown defense to defend what Khabib is bringing? I don't
I
think
mean,
he
look,
does.
Nobody does.
Ayakinta had it. Ayakinta wasn't too bad against Khabib.
Yeah, but
he got
whoa, Fred. But
he got
that's-
dominated, but I mean, he didn't.
But look at the striking that Al did, which Conor didn't do, and that was all the difference. That's why I was looking at that fight and basing it on Conor's next performance with Khabib, and I'm like, Conor is way better striker than Al, and Al just peppered Khabib throughout the fight, man. His jabs
he
were
did
on the
not.
mark.
Okay, he lost
and listen, Khabib,
every round.
He was
No.
dominated.
He lost every
No,
round.
but his stand-up was awesome, and Khabib's defense and boxing skills were nothing but average. Come on,
I think
guys.
it was 50-44, wasn't it? 50-44.
It was a complete domination, AJ.
Yeah,
and
but
only
boxing-wise,
your
come on.
revisionist
come on,
history gives Iaquinta a chance in that fight. He got completely
I didn't
dominated,
say-
just like I think Dustin Poirier will get dominated when he fights Khabib. I think
showed
it'll
a
be
lot harder.
similar.
But I would tell you, I think Poirier is a better fighter than Ayakinta. So you're asking me, does he have a chance? I'll say yes. But right now, Khabib to me is the best lightweight in the world. And until proven otherwise, I'm going to pick Khabib to win any lightweight fight.
I think anybody's going to have a hard time defending Khabib's takedown and getting up. Like, once he takes you down, you're in big trouble. It's not that...
Tell you, George would be able to defend it.
I think George is much bigger. But, the problem is with Khabib Nurmagomedov, it's not that he can take you down at will, but he can take you down and you can't get up anymore. He's like glue. He is just brutal when he's on top. And I don't know if anybody has a better top game in all of MMA. Like, is there anybody that's scarier on top of you than Khabib Nurmagomedov? Because once he gets on you, he is like a wet towel. You are just stuck underneath this guy.
Yeah, how about Ben Askren? What about... let's not forget this guy, too.
Wet towel, wet blanket? What is he? He's wet.
Wet towel.
He's wet. Either way, he's wet, and he's on top of
I'm not sure you want to talk about towels and Khabib at the same time. You might be bringing some bad stories here. But
look, like Conor McGregor's Twitter
exactly.
about his wife.
Like right now... Look, right now, Khabib is definitely the best grappler, I would say, in the UFC. Of course, there's other guys. Askren's is in the discussion. Daniel Cormier.
That's back in the name.
There's other guys, but I mean, you can't go against the success that Habib's been having. So,
What about Ferguson, Fred? What about Ferguson? Come on, guys.
Well, there's other guys in the discussion, but if you ask me who's the better grappler, I'm gonna pick Khabib.
Yeah, for sure, right? Obviously, Khabib.
Yeah, that's.
How would you go against Khabib?
But that's the thing.
Where are you, AJ?
What are you doing turning me off?
I don't know, AJ. What are you saying?
Hold on a sec. Let me get a good
you can't say hold on a sec mid-sentence when you're talking on the radio.
What was I saying?
To have a drink. This is unbelievable. Fred, take care of this guy. So look.
What was I saying?
It doesn't matter, AJ. I don't want to hear it anymore.
It's okay. I'm drinking proper 12.
Exactly.
There's no time to talk.
Well, AJ was supposed to explain to us how somebody could defeat Khabib, and I would say
AJ doesn't have the answer.
In the case of Conor, like, I don't see Conor being able to plant his feet to get the power necessary to knock out Khabib. He's probably going to be on the defensive if he fights again Khabib, and I think he's going to be prone to be taken down easily. Like, that's my personal.
I think everybody is in trouble against Khabib. I think Poirier is good, but I didn't see anything this weekend, and I haven't seen anything really overall from him that says, oh, he's the guy that's going to be able to beat Khabib.
I think Tony Ferguson off his back could cause him problems because he can throw up submissions. He's active guard, all that stuff. He's causing problems. He's not just looking to get up. He's looking to hurt you from the bottom. Elbows, nasty.
Unfortunately,
I agree with that.
Unfortunately, that's the fight we need to see. Is Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. The problem is they've tried to make that fight like a million times, and it never actually works, right? This thing never works. AJ, pay attention.
Wait, Dave. Hold the button. Hold the button, Dave. Hold it.
AJ, that's not how this show works.
Hold it.
Fred, help me out here.
Well, I'm looking at my proper 12, and I'm wondering if I should just chug it one time.
Yes.
Do it. Yes,
that's what Conor would do.
Rumor has it if you chug it, your voice goes Irish.
Okay.
Dave, can I say?
I just have a problem with the Khabib Nurmagomedov Tony Ferguson fight because they've tried to make it so many times, and it's for sure the fight to make, but it's not going to happen.
But is he still, like, right now, is he still, like, under, like, not suspension, but he's kind of like... Dave, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So basically, I think he's still under like psychological evaluation. That's the problem. Is Ferguson?
Yeah, no, that's right. Ferguson is not ready to fight, so we have to.
Well, he's talking as if he's ready to
on.
fight, though.
Yeah, okay, but he's been talking like that through this whole thing. So I think we have to move on from Tony Ferguson.
But have you heard anything from the UFC saying that?
No, they're saying that he's not ready to fight, and they're not putting him in any kind of fight. So even though Tony Ferguson may be talking like he's ready to fight, I don't think he is, and I also don't think that the UFC and Khabib are ever going to get that fight together with Tony Ferguson. So unfortunately, even though it's the fight to make, I think we got to move on and go on to the next one, and that next one is Dustin Poirier. And sure, I don't think Poirier is going to be the one to beat him, but I think it's the fight to make right now because Ferguson's not around, and there's really nothing else, right?
So you're... Go for it.
Hang on, Rob. I turned your mic off because you people over there were too loud. All right?
So sorry.
When your microphones are live, you got to be quiet because there's microphones going on. What's up, Rob? What do you got?
Is Khabib even fighting for the UFC again?
Yeah, for
Last
sure.
I heard, he was uber pissed.
No, he'll fight again.
Oh, he'll be back, but he'll be back in November. Look, that's probably the fight we're going to get. Khabib Poirier. I can't believe, though, that the UFC would rather give us Khabib Poirier, which is a good fight, but I mean, that's not going to sell like a bunch of pay-per-views. Give us Khabib And GSP, that's going to sell a lot of pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's
going
to
to make you some money.
Yes, but unfortunately, I think we're going to get Poirier. Like, as much as GSP and Khabib would make sense, they're just not doing it.
Yeah,
they're not doing anything fun.
Super fights.
The UFC is not doing anything fun. They're not giving us Brock Lesnar. Dana White's talking about doing Stipe and Daniel Cormier. I don't want to see Stipe fight Daniel Cormier again. I want to see Brock Lesnar.
They could do a Khabib on a card with McGregor, but not fighting each other. So that would build it. So you could have Conor fight, say, Nate Diaz on the undercard or the main card, and then.
But we can't have Conor McGregor in a co-main event. That was a problem with Donald Cerrone. You can't do McGregor in a co-main. It's either McGregor in the main event or nothing. And I think if you're the UFC, you really want to do, one of those guys per card because they're going to sell so much. You don't want to have them on the same card unless they're fighting each other, right? Spread it out. All right, so I think it's most likely going to be Poirier and Khabib, even though that's not really the fight I want. I have many other fights.
We're
that
still
I would
looking
rather.
all the way to November, probably, because
Khabib said September.
But he's a busy guy right now. He's still under suspension till June. He still has Ramadan that he's going through, and in fact, right now he's opening up all kinds of MMA gyms throughout Europe. So he's really busy.
He is, or his oligarch buddy is.
Both.
Yeah,
Both.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, what about Lubov?
And that, whoa.
What the heck happened there?
Oh, you really want that fight?
Unbelievable.
That's what.
Yeah,
listen.
Mike was the victim of the anger right there.
My mic just broke because these mics are just not solid.
You can't be contained, Dave.
That's okay. Somebody's going to help me fix it, and I'll just hold it while we go, okay? Man, my mic
you're like Freddie Mercury right there.
I was gonna say Mr. Kennedy actually.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like what is this? What happened, Marco? You gonna fix it? There's a bolt that fell down.
From the heavens.
Let's just hope it's not in the pizza.
This is good stuff.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right,
I'm pleasantly surprised at this proper 12.
I cannot believe that my microphone just busted off its socket here. But
he's holding it like Freddie Mercury. Look at him go. Look at that guy go.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
A true professional.
Dave Mercury.
What do you guys think about Whitaker and Adesanya? That seems like the next fight at middleweight, right?
Whitaker's a monster, man.
Yeah, but his time that he's been off might be a different story to that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, Israel
still the fight to make.
It's the fight to make. Everybody wants to see it.
Make.
But Whitaker is a beast, and Israel really performed. I mean, this kid is unbelievable. But does he have what it takes to be Robert? I don't know.
I think he does. I'm sold on Israel Adesanya now. I was not fully sold. I was not really sure, but after that fight with Gastelum, man, this guy has good takedown defense. He can get back up when he's taken down. He's got a chin. He's very big for middleweight. This guy, Israel Adesanya, is the real deal, and I'm fully convinced that he's going to be the next champion.
And he has a great gas tank. I mean, the fifth round was explosive.
Wow.
I mean, that guy.
That was the coming out party.
Yep.
Okay, people were saying, oh, when he beat Brunson, that was really good. When he beat Anderson Silva, that was really good. I was not impressed. I was not sold. This fight, beating Gastelum, the way he beat him, the different aspects of MMA that he had to show. He struck, he had jiu-jitsu, he had wrestling defense, he had a lot of different weapons. He's got a really good chin, he's got a really good gas tank, he stayed composed. This guy is very good.
It reminded me of when Jones fought Gus and came out in the fifth round and got the deal done. It showed just that he had the class and everything about him. He had the kahunas, as they say, to go there when it mattered. He didn't only he's not only a flashy fighter, he has the heart as well. And I did think about Adesanya before the fight. I wasn't too sure. I thought, I don't know, does he have it when it gets dirty,
That's it.
And he did. He had it in abundance. He had more than enough.
Well, I've been on the bandwagon for a while now, and I'll tell you what, you say you're convinced he's going to be a champion. Right now, he's the interim champion, and yes, I too believe he'll be a champion, but no matter what, I just want to see him fight. He's a fun fighter to see. He's athletic. He has skills. He's a guy that brings the show, so whoever he's fighting, I want to see more.
And the UFC is talking about doing a stadium, not an arena, a stadium in Australia.
Well, remember Ronda, she sold
against Holly.
Yeah, but why don't they do something else?
Because Adesanya is from New Zealand and
Israel's from Nigeria,
and Whitaker is from Australia. Yeah, he's born in Nigeria, but he grew up in New Zealand. They're not going to do a fight in Nigeria. They may do a fight in New Zealand. That's what Adesanya wanted. Because, I know in a lot of parts of the world, Australia and New Zealand, people figure out it's the same thing. But I think if you're in New Zealand and you're called an Australian, it's like being a Canadian called an American. It's like, whoa, it's not the same thing.
But it's interesting that you say that, Dave, because in Nigeria, they're looking at Israel and Usman as the two champions of Nigeria right now, and I think that's great for MMA in Africa. I think
the UFC has two African-born Nigerian champions in Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya, which we've never seen before. And people are talking, what if Francis Ngannou becomes the heavyweight champion? We could have 3 African champions, and maybe the UFC goes to Africa. Maybe. But I don't know how much they can charge for tickets in a country like Nigeria.
Well,
how much would the gate be
but let's
in that
look
country?
Back. Let's look back at Ali and George Foreman when they fought in Africa. They brought over 100,000 people, I think, to that fight. That was in the 70s.
Things have changed.
But there's a difference in Africa. When they support a champion, they come out and they support. So that could be an interesting route for the UFC to start getting into markets where they might explode, and that's a market where I think they can explode. They've got 2 Nigerian champions. Now's the time.
Well, I don't know, AJ. I would pump the brakes on the African market being the market that everybody wants to take over.
Yeah, because these days what brings money is the TV contracts, and unfortunately that's
but 100,000 stadium will change that as well.
Yeah, they could do 100,000 people in Australia, like Dave just said. They could do it. They go to Toronto with 2 great main events, and they would sell 70,000 people again at this.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that Africa is the next hub for the UFC. I think China, Mexico. Yeah, they have a performance center or whatever PI Performance Institute, big gym that they've opened in China.
Great that we're getting talent from Africa. There's talent all over the world.
Yeah.
This sport is growing, and we're gonna find people from countries that you didn't know. New MMA,
I mean, look at just the Russian talent that is pouring into the UFC as of late. Just so many guys from out there. And the UFC is going to be in Russia tomorrow in St. Petersburg. The main card starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So this is an afternoon card, and the prelims are going to start at 10 a.m. The main event tomorrow afternoon will be Alistair Overeem versus Alexei Oleinik at heavyweight. That is a sick fight at heavyweight. The rest of the card, though, not great. What's up, Fred? Fred, you're freaking out over there.
It's the proper 12.
It's the proper 12.
Nothing that I could talk about on the radio right now. So I was just showing. I was Googling that 11 a.m. MDT. I wanted to know what it was. What was that time zone?
Okay.
And the answer from Google was very surprising. But I can't really talk about it.
I guess that's for the Wrestling Uncensored portion of the show.
Yeah, that's for the after show, I guess. When we drink the Proper 12. The after show of Ringside Report Radio, brought to you by Proper 12 this evening.
Surprisingly smooth.
But Dave, let me just say, the Russian card is going to be a very, very interesting card. I mean, you got Overeem fighting, but you also got like a female fight that's going to be taking place, which is Antonina Shevchenko. So let's not forget.
She's Valentina's sister.
Valentina's older sister. Yeah. So this girl here, I mean, she was absent for about 12 years from the UFC scene. She's coming back. A lot of talent. So if she really performs tomorrow...
She wasn't absent from the UFC scene for 12 years.
12 years.
That's impossible.
12 years absence. And the thing is that she's back. Prior to that,
there hasn't been female MMA for 12 years. She can't be absent
I'm saying in MMA. Sorry, she was 12 years absent from MMA. I apologize. But the thing is that she's coming out with a 39-1 record as a Muay Thai champion.
Wow.
This girl here is going to make a huge difference if she beats...
Roxanne Modafferi.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know what? There's a lot of good talent on there as well. So, Russia has been in the scene from the Pride days. And, on top of all their grappling championships that they're involved, the fighting scene in Russia is awesome, as we saw last week with Yoni, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
course.
there's great talent.
But she's from Kyrgyzstan or whatever you pronounce it.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of talent from Russia, but it seems like now we're seeing more and more of them. Like, before it was like Fedor. That's pretty much it. You had Fedor and a couple other guys, but now it seems like half the roster is from Russia now. You're seeing these cards.
Magomedov.
Yeah, exactly. They're filled with Russian talent. Even Alexei Oleinik, who's coming into this fight plus 215, the underdog, Overeem minus 235. Interesting fight, though, the main event here, Overeem and Oleinik. Oleinik is nasty. He pulls off chokes from very weird places. He baits you into mounting him. And then he does an Ezekiel choke.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Like he
has 2 or 3 of them now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got 2. They're the only 2 in UFC history.
He chokes you from places that he should not get chokes from. It's a really weird style.
But it's old school catch wrestling. That's what it is, man.
But he could catch Overeem with one of those things.
Absolutely.
At the same time, I think Overeem's striking way better than Oleinik's, right? Overeem is one of the best strikers in the game. But this is a tough fight. I could see this one going either way because it's very much a striker versus grappler type of thing. If Oleinik gets his way, he gets a takedown, Overeem could be in trouble. Overeem keeps it standing. I think Oleinik's in trouble. I like this heavyweight fight for the main event.
I got Overeem. I think he has too much experience. The guys that Oleinik has caught in that Ezekiel weren't the level of an Overeem. You know, he did.
Yeah, but Overeem is hitting 39 years old. He's been in the game so long.
Yeah, but he has
I was
experience.
Talking with
He's
Wally
not
about
going
that
to
yesterday.
get Ezekiel.
The thing is that there's a lot of wear and tear on this man. I love him, but you know what?
That chin isn't what he used to
You know,
be.
there's a big difference, and someone once told me this, and they said there's a big difference between a striking body and a grappling body. A grappling body can go the distance in age, where a striking body.
But are you saying he's going to get knocked out? Because I could see Overeem getting knocked out, but I don't see Overeem getting submitted by Oleinik.
In fact, that's what I was going to say, is that this fight is going to end that way. He's going to be submitted. This is a total stand-up to grappling match, like Dave said. But you know what? The wear and tear on Overeem is showing, and tomorrow it's going to be probably one of his last fights.
Oleinik did submit Mark Hunt in his last fight.
That's a big submission, my friend.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I think Overeem will be too cute for him, as they say. I think he'll be too shrewd. He'll kind of know what he's going to see when he's trying to bait him into that thing. I think he's been around.
Overeem has better grappling than Mark Hunt, way better.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Come on,
it's a tough fight. I'm leaning towards Overeem. I think I'm leaning towards Overeem because
I could see Overeem getting knocked out because his chin is suspect. But I'm going to pick Overeem.
I don't think Overeem gets knocked out because Oleinik really isn't a knockout guy. You know, he's a grappler guy. He's a choke you out type of guy. I don't see Oleinik knocking out Overeem. I could see Overeem knocking out Oleinik. And I think over 5 rounds, Overeem's going to stay away for the first 2 or 3, get nice and sweaty, and then Oleinik won't be able to pull off those chokes that he would earlier in the rounds when they're dry. So I think Overeem winds up winning either a TKO or a decision. But I like Overeem in this one. He is the favorite.
Yeah, I think Reem, about 3rd round, body kick. That's what I'll go with.
That seems about right.
All right.
AJ, you got Oleinik.
Freddie, you said what? You said
everybody's
Overeem?
going with the Reem except for you.
Guys?
Yeah, I got Overeem.
You got Overeem? So listen.
Rob's got Oleinik with you, AJ.
You got Oleinik? There you go. So if you want, remember the segment.
What do you think, Roy?
AJ's always right.
I got Alistair Overeem, even though he
go.
beat my guy Brock Lesnar a few years ago.
But that's normal, man. This guy is like one of the top kickboxers in the world, man.
Absolutely.
You know? He's a Dutch kickboxer.
Any other fight on this card that you want to watch? I know we talked about Roxanne Modafferi, Antonina Shevchenko.
I mean, there's Islam and against Arman. That's going to be like
Arman who?
Arman Tazarakayan. He's like these
Sarukian.
I mean, these guys are
Sarukian.
Arman Tamzarian?
Yeah.
Sarukian.
What did you say?
Arman Tamzarian.
Tamzarian? No, not Tamzarian.
Yeah, that's Principal Skinner's real name.
Is that what it is?
On The Simpsons. Yeah.
That's such an awesome reference.
All right. Anyways, you got
this guy is basically, his name is Arman
Makachev.
Sarukian. I'm calling him Tamzarian. Screw it.
Which one are you going with?
So the co-main event, Islam Makhachev against Arman Tamzarian.
Oh, that's how you say it. All right, okay.
No, that's not how you say it.
No.
Sarukian.
This could be the kind of card, I think, where you could see something come out of the pack, where it's a guy who you kind of maybe never heard much about that ends up kind of coming true, and you think, oh, yeah, he was on that card.
Well, the thing in Russia, these two here, even though we can't pronounce their names, I mean, these two guys are like potential UFC contenders. I mean, there's a lot of potential.
You don't know who these guys are.
Listen, all I know is that there's a 13-1
Tamzarian. You've never heard of him in your life.
13-1 professional record. I don't need to know who he is. All I know is he's a 13-1. That's the difference. That's what it comes down to. 13-1, man.
He's 13-1. He's never fought in the UFC, and he's in the lightweight division. You're saying he's a potential contender. You've never seen him fight.
That's what they're saying in Russia, buddy. Don't say no to Russia. Don't say no to Mother Russia.
You don't speak Russian?
Niet, little Dave. Listen, what I'm going to say is this, is if in Russia they're saying they have two guys that are going to be out going after Khabib, maybe these are the two guys. And that's what it's going to come down to is you guys are all arguing about who can fight Khabib. You know who's going to be able to fight Khabib? All the new guys coming out of Russia and Dagestan and all these places.
Okay.
These are going to be the
Tell you what, right now,
AJ is always right.
Right now he's behind Boris Zukov on my ranking.
Exactly. So
yeah, I'm changing my pick to Alistair Overeem after that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Once you listen to AJ for long enough, you realize he's just nonsense.
Yeah,
he's a nonsense
I know,
man.
absolutely. But AJ is right, and you want to win money, listen to AJ.
I want to thank.
This is like Jesus' Last Supper.
AJ, that's enough. The
show's
show's
in this scenario.
No, the show's over and you're done. Alto
Walk
Restaurant. Thank you, Alto Restaurant. Go check them out, altorestaurant.ca. Call them right now, 514-844-9898, 514-844-9898. Order a pizza. We have pizza. It is delicious.
And
Alto Restaurant. And also, I'm going to sample the proper 12, okay? Because I do that. I do a lot of the work on this show. I have not had any alcohol, but the show is over, so I'm going to take a sip of this Conor McGregor Proper 12 whiskey. And because I know nothing about whiskey, I will give you my review in a moment. Hold on.
And say the word sláinte.
You might
Sláinte means
struggle.
cheers
You
in
might
Ireland.
struggle.
Sláinte.
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 Sláinte, Dave.
Sláinte.
This
Sláinte.
Come on,
Top of the
chug it.
morning.
Well, I already
Sláinte.
finished mine.
Oh, whiskey
Oh,
is
proper 12.
terrible. Ugh.
Hey,
This
first
is so
of all,
good, it's
Dave
almost
doesn't know
Canadian.
anything. Dave drinks Diet Pepsi. So
Oh,
I'm gonna tell
proper
you,
12.
I drink Coca-Cola. The real
listen,
stuff.
I'm going to tell you,
It
this
grows hair
proper,
on your chest,
this
Dave.
proper 12 is awesome.
They say if you drink it fast enough, you
it's
develop an
amazing.
Irish accent.
Well,
Watch this. Watch. Oh, proper 12.
but honestly, I've been sipping
12.
this. This is
That's Dave Simon.
Top of the
David
morning.
O'Simon.
Wally. Honestly speaking, this is really, really
Yeah,
proper.
it's
This is
good,
a
isn't
good
it?
whiskey.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Let me tell you, this is the greatest whiskey I've ever had. This is delicious whiskey.
Oh, Anthony O'Delesio.
Irish whiskey.
I'm OAJ. Don't call me anything else.
I'm Becky Lynch.
David O'Simon.
That little weirdo.
Ronnie, you little weirdo. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for listening. This has been the Ringside Report Radio Easter-Passover party. Happy Passover, everybody.
Happy Passover.
Happy Easter to everybody. What?
Happy proper 12. Forget the rest.
Yeah. Okay. And thank
Buona
you.
Pasqua.
Buona Pasqua.
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 And Sláinte.
Look, I'm Irish. Sláinte.
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 Sláinte to y'all.
Sláinte.
Hold on. We got Luca Muscle's going to say it for me.
Buona Pasqua.
There you go. For all our Italian people, shout out to you. We love you. Shout out to all our Irish people. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you, Wally.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you, Rob. AJ, whatever. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Fred. And thank you, Luca Muscles, my new bodyguard. And thank you to Proper 12.
Go,
Thank you.
Connor.
Thank you, Connor.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Sláinte.
Bring it to Canada.
Sláinte. And go Raptors.
Go Leafs.
And go. I don't know if I can say go Leafs on the
And Bohemians.
Bohemians.
And go
Bohemians.
Go Bows.
Yeah, go on the Bows.
All right. RingsideReport.net is the website. Go there right now. Follow me on Twitter at Dave Simon MMA. Follow AJ at Danny Bruck. Follow Fred at Freddie MMA. You can follow everybody else. Give your Twitters. Wally
Byrne.
Antoinette. Antoinette.
Oh, it's mine. I don't even know.
Forget it.
Roy, you know yours.
I actually don't.
All right.
RB96.
Rob.
Yeah, I remember mine this time. It's Gimme 5 Bs.
Give me 5 Bs. Abe Simpson.
That's right.
There he is. There he is.
Antoinette, I'll let
Luca, you got a Twitter? No. You don't have a Twitter? You have an Instagram? Yeah. You have a Snapchat? No. You want to plug your Instagram? Plug your IG, man.
Dave, I got mine.
Go on, plug the IG.
What?
Antoinette 6.
Antoinette 6.
Really? You couldn't remember Antoinette 6?
All right, thanks, everybody. I'll be back here tomorrow night with Johnny North and Wally.
I'll be back.
Wally will be back tomorrow for Wrestling Uncensored. Oh, and Monday night, we're going to do a special YouTube show with Wally after Raw.
What?
Wally Raw.
Raw with Wally.
Raw is Wally.
Wally and I are going to watch Raw on Monday with Johnny, and then we're going to talk about it on YouTube after.
Oh, you're a brave man watching all 3 hours of that.
Brave man.
Yeah! All right, happy Passover, happy Easter, everybody. Thanks for coming to the party. Rob, settle down over there. You're still on microphones, but I'm cutting them all off. Unbelievable. You guys need some radio lessons. You guys are as bad as AJ. That's unbelievable. All right, AJ. Bye, AJ. RingsideReport.net is the website. Thanks, everybody.